What's up, Leafs Nation? Welcome back to another game preview. I'm Zack Phillips, and today we're going to be taking a look at game number 32 of the Toronto Maple Leafs regular season as they take on the Dallas Stars here tonight. Today's game preview is a presentation of Bet365, and as you guys know, Bet365 is a proud partner of the Leafs Nation pregame and the Leafs Nation After Dark. Open an account with Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. Use code NATION, NATION. That's code NATION, all caps, when you sign up today. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Make sure to head on over there to Bet365 when you sign up today and use code NATION, all caps. All right, let's take a look at this matchup here. This is going to be an actual legit test for this Maple Leafs team. A couple things to note. So first of all, on the Stars side of things, goaltending-wise, you're going to get another Jake Oettinger start here. The guy is coming off, I believe, 6 consecutive starts here. An insane streak for him. I thought maybe there was an opportunity for us to get Casey DeSmith start. You're going to get the backup, give Oettinger a break, but it seems like they've decided to go with Oettinger here, and they're going to give Casey DeSmith to the New York Rangers. So that is goaltending on the opposite side. You potentially have a goaltender who might be a little bit tired, maybe a little bit worn down, and you have a chance here to take advantage of that. But on the other side, you've got a very, very good Dallas team. The Stars so far this season are 19-11 coming into this one. As for the Maple Leafs, they are 19-10-2 right now. So this is going to be a little bit of a difficult matchup for this Leafs team, something to actually put them to the test here tonight. Now, goaltending-wise for the Maple Leafs, we're going to get Joseph Woll. Makes sense. It's between Woll and Hildeby. Hildeby got the last go there. They obviously want to go with Joseph Woll more than Dennis Hildeby, and it's not so much of a rotation like it is with Stolarz and Woll between Woll and Hildeby here. So it's going to be Woll probably getting a more predominant share of the games now. So Woll will go here tonight for the Maple Leafs. As per what our lines are, let's take a look over at what we've got on the daily face-off right now. Heading on over to that site, you can see our 4 lines for tonight for this Leafs team, starting with the first one, Nylander, Matthews, Marner. Look, there are high expectations for this line. Let's call it what it is. You're going to load up all those guys onto this line. You better find ways to produce. You better find ways to generate and out-create, out-chance, outscore the opposition in those minutes. If this line does not live up to expectations, if this line does not win their minutes against Dallas, whoever they put out against this Leafs team, and that first line, that is a colossal failure. Let's call it what it is. You cannot load those 3 guys up and lose those minutes. So let's start there. Second, I think that line will be really good, but my caution with them is I don't think that is sustainable long term. I think it's fun, I think it's exciting, but I don't think it's something that you can do for a long period of time just because it is overloaded. And if that line has even one off night, even one slow night when it comes to the playoffs, your whole line, your whole team could be screwed. The roster could just shut down from that point on. And you're going to put far too much pressure on second lines of Nyes, Pacioretty, and Tavares, and Bobby McMahon, Domi, and Robertson to produce if that first line goes down. I would much rather have a little bit of a split out and a little bit more of some even balanced lines, but for now, I don't think it's an issue, just in a one-off or regular season situation. Second line, Nyes, Tavares, Pacioretty. Honestly, you know what? I'm going to give full credit to this line. And the guys that are a part of this line, they have been fun to watch at the end of last game. Obviously, John Tavares having himself an incredible night the other day against the Sabres. Another hat trick for him this season. He's been on fire. The amulet, it's kicking in some extra juice into the legs. It's getting him going. When you put him alongside a line like Max Pacioretty, a guy who seems to bring energy every single time that he's on the ice, and Matthew Nyes kind of in the same boat. There's some big power forwards who play a physical game, but are also pretty skilled. It makes for an exciting combination. So that second line has been pretty exciting to watch, and I expect the same here tonight against Dallas, another team who can play big, heavy, and fast. Third line, Bobby McMahon, Domi, and Nick Robertson. Now, this is the line tonight that needs to make a difference. The first lines for this team, obviously, they've got to show up. They've got to produce. They've got to create. But then you need a contribution from your bottom 6. You need your third and your fourth lines to start to chip in and produce and get on the board here. This third line, exceptional against the Sabres the other day. But the problem with them has not have they been able to score. The problem with them has been consistency, not just consistency producing, because on a third line, you don't expect those guys to score 40, 50 goals a season, but you do at least expect them to show up and bring the same intensity and effort and generation that they do on a nightly basis. You need to stay consistent. Sunday was amazing. What are you going to do here tonight against Dallas? I need this line to be a big line tonight for me to walk away and say, that was a good game. If they don't produce, if they don't score, I don't care. If they play the way that they did against Buffalo, I will be happy with their level of play and with the way that they're kind of fitting into this lineup after tonight's game. Fourth line here, Steven Lorentz, David Kampf, Ryan Reeves. David Kampf returns, bumps out Connor Dewar. We saw him practicing as a defenseman the other day with the Leafs skate. I don't know. I think obviously here, when you've got David Kampf, an opportunity for him to get back in, you're going to give him an opportunity. Steven Lorentz deserves to be in this lineup. He's earned his spot. He's earned his ice time, so kudos to him. Ryan Reeves is kind of the curious one here that he stays in. It's not that I think he's played poorly or anything like that. Like, if you watch him, he's actually kind of done well with his minutes, and he doesn't allow himself to become a problem on the ice. So I'm not trying to diminish anything he's done. It's more so just, has he been a positive factor in his minutes? I don't know. I don't feel like it's maybe lived up to what I was expecting. I feel like maybe some of that is just that we haven't seen him fight. We saw him throw a couple of big hits, one of which landed him a 5-game suspension. So maybe just in my own head, I'm expecting more out of him, and we haven't seen what I thought we might get. But Ryan Reeves kind of just hasn't produced like I thought maybe he could. And I'm not talking about offensively, obviously. He brings an impact to the game in other areas, and it feels like for me it's just been a little bit less than what I was hoping for from him. But nonetheless, that's what you get for Lorentz, Kampf, and Reeves. Those are your forward lines, and that is your fourth line for this Leafs team here tonight. We will also take a look over at our defense and the power play for this Leafs team tonight. It's not necessarily something I am a massive fan of. I'm not going to lie to you, defensive pairing wise. So first of all, first pair, Morgan Rielly, Philippe Myers. Not really the biggest fan. I kind of like Philippe Myers, but I don't think he should be playing in these big minutes and getting exposed like that. I wasn't really like overly pumped watching him and Rielly play together previously. I thought Ekman-Larsson was much better alongside him, but this might be more of a factor of, hey, we don't want Myers and Timmins playing together than it is that we want Myers and Rielly playing together. If you catch what I'm saying there, they kind of said, hey, we don't want this one, so this is the next best solution. But that means we're going to get a pairing on the third pair of OEL and Timmins. That's going to be an offensive pair. You're going to get defensive and feistiness out of Ekman-Larsson. Timmins, on the other hand, has been pretty good this season. He's had a couple of rocky games over the last 2 weeks, but outside of that, he's been pretty steady for the majority of this year. Second pairing is just the best defensive pairing in hockey. Jake McCabe, Chris Tanev, they stay together. I love that. The first power play unit, what we're going to see here tonight, Nylander, Tavares, Marner, Rielly, Matthews. We talked about in the postgame the other day, Morgan Rielly needs to produce more offensively. He's not been bad by any stretch of the imagination, but for a guy who's making $7.5 million a year, I think it's fair to ask him to produce more and be more involved in the offense, be more involved in production, etc., which he just hasn't. He's kind of fit in. He's blended in. He's been a great pairing with Ekman-Larsson. He was good in his spots with Tanev. He was good in spots with McCabe, but he's not excelling. He's not jumping off the page, which is okay, but it's not great, and especially not great when he's $7.5 million against your cap. He needs to bring more, and an opportunity to do so would be quarterbacking this first power play. Otherwise, I think you got to be quick to switch it to Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Your second unit there, as I kind of just mentioned, OEL, is going to be quarterbacked by Ekman-Larsson. You're going to have Robertson, Pacioretty, Domi, and Nyes, and we have seen a switch here where it's been Nylander going in for Robertson, but after the way the third line played the other night, I don't know if Nylander is going to get to stay out there for the entire two. There's a chance here that they give Robertson an opportunity. I mean, it's kind of just been bumping in for somebody on that line, usually Robertson more than anybody else, but you want Nyes out there. You want Pacioretty out there. You're keeping OEL because you want a defenseman, so then it's between Domi and Robertson, and at this point, I feel like they've wanted Domi, so it'll be Robertson for me, but given his play the other day, maybe Robertson just gets a go. So those are your lines for tonight's game against the Dallas Stars. It is time here now for us to get to our best bet. And on the season, bets given out has not been overly great in terms of what our record has been. 10-26. We are down 2.5 units. We've been on a bad streak here over the last little while. We've now lost 7 in a row to get us to this point. We were up prior to that, ladies and gentlemen, up prior to that. That was at game 25. We were up. Now, 7 bets in a row. We have turned this the wrong way, and that's not what we need. So hopefully tonight is an opportunity to get us right back in the right direction, and we're going to give it a shot with a Nick Robertson anytime goal. So we're going to take a look at the Bet365 page over here, and as you guys know, our best bet segment is brought to you by Bet365, proud partner of Leaf Station pregame and Leaf Station After Dark. You can open an account Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. Use code NATION, all caps, NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. But jumping on over to the Bet365 page here, go to the NHL section. We're going to go to the Leafs Stars game. We're going to the player props. We're going to goal scorers. And as I said, we're going to Nick Robertson. The Battle of the Robertsons here tonight. Nick Robertson plus 500 is our best bet. We're going to go a fifth of a unit on this one. $20, profits $100 here tonight. Nick Robertson plus 500 is bet. Look, the kid needs to stay consistent. He's going to get some opportunities here. I think that third line complements him pretty well with Bobby McMann and Max Domi, a true power forward, a true playmaker in Max Domi there. So you're going to get the power forward, obviously, is Bobby McMann, not Max Domi. I want to clarify that. But those are his line mates. You're going to get an opportunity for him to be the focal point as the scorer. He's going up against his brother, a little bit extra juice, a little bit extra motivation there. And then on top of all that, he's got some pressure here to stay in this lineup. He missed 5 games. You come back and you score. Guess what, Nick? This has been the cycle. You're out for a while, you come back and you score. You don't score, you go back to the press box. You're out for a while, you come back and you score. Break the cycle here, Nick. Break the cycle against the Dallas Stars. Pot us 1 plus 500. That's our best bet. Profits you 100. Make sure to head on over to Bet365 to bet that one today. That'll do it for today's pregame show. Today's game preview. If you did enjoy it, if you did like the video, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe here to the channel, Leafs Nation 401. Couple things coming up here today. Obviously, you watch the pregame. We appreciate that. At 3 p.m. Eastern time on the Daily Faceoff, The Sheet with Jeff Merrick. If you can't catch it live, watch it back after the fact. And then tonight, following the game against the Dallas Stars, live around 10:15, 10:20, depending on when the final buzzer goes, I will be live for another edition of the Leafs Nation After Dark, and I will be joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Rosehill. And things have been better for Rosie this season, not having to carry around the baggage of losing every single time he shows up on a post-game show. So hopefully that is a good sign of things to come for this Leafs team here tonight against the Stars. Until then, Leafs fans, enjoy the day, enjoy the game, and keep believing. For more content just like this, including game previews, post-game live shows, Leafs Morning Take, Monday through Friday with Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill with special guests, as well as instant reaction videos. Make sure to be subscribed here to the Leafs Nation YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss anything, and drop a like.